Uh-oh. Is this podcast cake? Do you think this podcast is cake? Is this microphone cake? I don't know if my cell phone is cake right now.
Oh my god.
Is this audio file that I down? Is this really cake right now?
It can't be.
It can't be cake, but I don't know.
I don't know. I just don't know anymore.
The internet is insufferable today.
It's awful.
It's
really bad.
I don't find the cake thing even remotely funny.
No.
I find it actually kind of very unfunny.
I find it kind of insufferable, actually. If you can believe it.
Not good. It's not, there's nothing good about it to me. It's just like one not very good joke told over and over again.
I know.
So I guess it just described memes. That's a meme, isn't it? It's everybody thinking this is my chance to be relevant and running with it for as long as they can, as hard as they can.
Yeah.
I didn't write this joke, but I'd like to get in on it because then people will think that I...
I'd like to get a little bit credit for it.
Yeah, I'd love all your karma today.
I'd love an upvote, fellas.
How's this for cake day, huh? Everything's cake.
The whole day is cake. And I hate it, personally.
It feels almost like Facebook-y in a way.
Oh, it feels totally Facebook-y, yes. But Twitter is Facebook
Twitter's
now.
Facebook now. We have
Twitter
to accept
is Facebook
that.
now, yes.
Twitter is, in fact, Facebook. It's just that same, because everything on Twitter is... we need to get to the show eventually, but we're just going to have another one of those episodes where we just complain about social media.
Where all of our listeners are like, Jesus Christ, you're old.
Yeah, you old jaded fucks. We don't care.
Back in my day, a meme was a cat coming out of the ceiling.
We didn't have Giphy, or whatever it's called. We had to make our own GIFs in Photoshop and keep them under 500 kilobytes so that Tumblr could upload them, which was very hard to do, actually.
It was. You had to use all kind of tricks.
Yeah, all of our listeners are just like...
frames all over the place.
Just like 21-year-olds who are enjoying this cake thing. And we're just like, it sucks. It sucks because everything sucks.
Yeah, and we're just the old man yelling at a cloud.
Yeah, exactly. I really am like... I think I am just like too old for, or I'm like right at that exact age range where it's like people older than me are enjoying Twitter now in the Facebook kind of way, and people younger than me are enjoying Twitter in like a Twitter kind of way. And I'm right at that age where I'm just like, this shit sucks.
Yeah, we're right in that unfortunate bracket where like we grew up alongside the internet like a sibling, you know?
Right.
It wasn't like it came into fruition when we were already adults and weren't used to it. And it's not like, you know, the people younger than us who grew up and it was already there. We watched it turn into this horrible
exactly.
nightmare.
I saw
live.
I saw it get born. I saw its birth and I was there with it. I was 13 years old helping pull it out of the womb, you know? Creating little screen names. But like it just seems really, and I swear we're gonna get to the face of the episode soon, but it feels very like Facebook in the sense that everything is just kind of like, I mean, you described it recently as being like chainmail, you know?
Yes.
It's just like it's all just like an excuse for people to post a new selfie of themselves. It's like post the
in an endless thread that goes on like a wormhole.
One of you in freshman year, and then one of you last week, and then the oldest thing from your phone, and then the newest thing from your phone. But post your picture, but then you as a cartoon character, and type your name into the GIF thing, and then what comes up. And I'm over here, and this makes me sound super jaded. I'm like, who fucking cares? Like, how does this hold your attention to anything? Go do something.
There was one recently that was like, post a picture of yourself plus something that was popular the year that you were 18. And it was just like loads of people posting themselves and then like an Ariana Grande song from 2 years ago.
A couple years back, yeah. Sometimes you'll see trends that are like, because we saw one that was just like that, where the trend was like, post a picture of you when you were 20. So you saw a bunch of like 30 to 35-year-olds doing it, and it was like, it was cool because it was like a decade ago, you know?
Yeah.
But then we also saw like 21-year-olds doing it, treating it seriously, and we even saw people who were not yet 20 that were literally captioning it, I'm not 20 yet, but here's me now.
But here's me.
I guess this isn't for you then. Like, I guess it's just a pic of you.
And we're just all looking at pictures of each other.
I guess we're all just looking for an excuse to post a selfie. I think that's why I don't resonate with it, because I got all that out of my system in the Tumblr era. So I'm not, I'm not perfect myself. I didn't fall into trends of like chainmail and stuff like that. That's obviously
saying
weird.
you got it out of your system in the Tumblr era makes it seem like you were like one of the guys on that thread who were making a t-shirt into a dress.
No, don't even imply
Remember that haunted?
Yes, of
haunted
course.
thread?
It was just
yeah.
no. Hey, everyone, the men of Tumblr, and it was just it was so fucking cringy. It was the worst thing. It was the
thread
worst.
that went on forever.
And you
All
saw
these
it
terrible
over
men
and
on
over
webcam.
again. Just webcam quality shots of like men who were like, haha, oops, I'm doing something girly. And it was so fun. And then everyone's like, the men of Tumblr, everyone, aren't we unique? It's all I think I've always hated the internet now that I think about it.
Now that I'm thinking back, it was bad all along.
Every so often we have things that are like the same amount of corny and cringy as and this is like a deep pull, so who cares? But it's the same amount of cringy as I can have cheeseburger. I can has cheeseburger, right?
Yes.
Even when that shit was popping off, I'm like, this sucks. Well, this surely sucks. Certainly, I can't be the only one who thinks this sucks. But everyone loved it. It was everyone was the thing. And then we were like, the men of Tumblr, everyone. And I hated that. I was like, this sucks. But it was the current thing. And then now I think I've just always been jaded.
Yeah, I think actually when I was saying like, we watched the birth of the internet, we grew up beside it, blah, blah, maybe we should have just like
pushed it back in.
Smothered it in the crib.
Right.
Like, yeah.
Uh-oh.
We should have just been like, all right, we've got emails and forums, and that's as far as we need to go now.
That's all.
We don't need to go any further. Thanks.
Maybe just put a little cat in its little crib and just see what happens. Wasn't that a rumor that cats can like kill babies just from breathing in their breath or something?
I don't know. I've never heard
It's a very haunted rumor. Hey, everyone, thanks for sticking around. This is All the Space Between. My name's Mitch.
My name is Billy. You introduced the episode like it was the end. You were like, all right, thanks everyone. Goodbye.
Well, no, this is just the part that people are going to skip. We're like, listen to these old jaded fucking... Yeah, because you and I have been online.
Decrepit fucks.
I've been online so long.
Yeah.
I remember creating a screen name. The year was like 1999, 1998, and I'm trying to sign into like a chat room, and I had to claim a screen name, and I literally sat there and I go, Skater Boy's taken? Who took Skater Boy?
What the fuck? There's another one?
There's another
No.
Skater Boy, but I spelt it with a B-O-I.
And this is before the song came out. So
How is
like...
that possible? I was the Skater Boy because I was in the 5th grade.
Yeah. I was really upset when my email address, I tried to get gothic_rock, and then I had to put 93 at the end. So that really killed off the cool vibe that I definitely would have got with just gothic_rock.
That would have been cool.
Yeah.
One of my cooler screen names. Sorry, this is going to be the whole episode. One of my we have 3 questions to get into. One of my cooler screen names was Clown Devil Boy 17.
That's a great one, and you should bring it back.
Clown
actually.
Devil Boy 17. Now, that's pretty cool because there was an Insane Clown Posse song where it was on the Amazing Jackal Brothers. And he says, they call me the Clown Devil Boy. And I was like, wow, that's so cool. And it took me hours to think of the screen name. And when I used to get messages in chat rooms from other juggalos saying like, hey, I just want to tell you, fire screen name. Very good.
Amazing.
Very well done, because Clown Devil Boy was a reference, and then 17. I mean, I don't want to get into the whole lore of 17,
17.
But here's how it goes. Here's how the story goes. But that's a very classic Juggalo number, is the number 17. So
It is.
pretty cool.
Yeah. And now no one compliments you on your screen name anymore.
No, it's always just
No.
at Flat Sound,
It's just
at
at.
Mitch Welling.
Yeah, is you trying to get followers.
That's at Mitch Welling on
That's
Twitter.
at Mitch Welling
And it's FLATSOUND on Instagram.
on the old gram. Yeah.
Did you ever get any followers when we like shouted you out on the show?
I did actually.
Did you?
I got a few.
Hey, thanks everyone. I'm gonna put
I
in
got
a,
like 20.
I'm gonna put in the round of applause right here. Woo, let's do it. Yeah. I don't know why I create
got-
more editing for myself when I don't have to.
Far many when you reposted one of my photos.
Oh yeah, that's cool. I gave you the
Yeah.
old boost.
The oldie boost.
Isn't today the last day that can happen?
It is.
Well,
yes.
let's not promote it because this is
No,
pointless.
it's over. It's gone now.
You made some sales though, right?
I did make some sales. I'm yet to actually tally up the total amount because I did get a couple of last minute orders, but I made a good amount. I
Hey,
think.
and all to charity.
Whee!
We're gonna put in a round of applause right here. Woo! Yeah! All right, we gotta start the show now. Thanks everyone for doing the longest intro with us. This is an email reading extravaganza.
Oh,
This is an email reading podcast where we take your conundrums, your pickles. We drink up the brine ourselves. We put ourselves in that, and then every episode, Billy she says, "I'm Pickle Rick," and then she does the voice. So for new listeners, you have that to look forward to. She will say, "I'm Pickle Rick."
don't make them
She's a
promises
huge
like
fan,
this. No,
a
don't
huge
make
fan of
them
Rick and Morty.
promises like this.
So at first it was like funny, and now she just does it out of compulsion.
Now I kind of do it out of obligation because
Yes.
Mitch said that I won't be allowed on the podcast anymore
Unless
if I
you do
don't do it.
The Pickle Rick bit.
Yeah, sometimes it's like it's underneath the exit music, so like it's hard to hear, but it is there. Like it's subliminal.
You can hear he's going Pickle Rick and just doing
I'm Pickle Rick.
a little dance. What are those dances called? The fucking Fortnite dances.
the
what is
Orange Julius.
What is the backpack kids dance? What is that?
I don't know.
Come on, it's the one my niece can do. Flossing. That's
Flossing?
it. Thank you.
It's making us sound more ancient by the second. Please
Every
let's
day. What's
get
that little
off of it.
fucking Fortnite Fortnite shit that we flossing? My niece, my little niece can do it. I'm 30 now, by the way. My birthday was last week.
Oh yeah, that's something.
Yeah,
you're
it's-
now 30. This is your first podcast episode as a 30.
And I've started off complaining about social media. No,
Do you want to finish off by talking about how your back hurts?
my
Like,
back hurts. It really does, and it's
Oh my
hot
God.
and humid. And I
It's
bought
too humid.
I bought a dehumidifier. I'm waiting for it to get here in the mail, and tomorrow we got to do my taxes. None of that's
None of this is a bit.
none of that's a bit. All of it's true.
It's all true.
This is an email reading podcast where we read your emails, and we try to give some advice to said emails. And
Yes.
we're going to get to our first email now. I didn't have anything said. Oh, yeah, it's right here in a tab. Cool. Sorry, I got to let out all the burps. As I get older,
Oh my god.
get gassy, man. I'm just, like, it's just coming out of my ears, you know? Fuck. And also hair in my ears. Fuck.
Please read the
Gray
email.
hair spurts out of my ears when the clock strikes midnight on my 30th year. You familiar with the Disney Channel original movie The 13th Year?
I'm not.
He turns into a mermaid very painfully.
Huh?
Yeah, he turns on his 13th year. He's like, I'm
Alright.
turning into a fish. And
That's not what I expected it to go.
I was kind of hoping that would happen on my 30th year.
So far, no fish fins though.
Not yet.
No, just kind of the webbed toes.
Yeah,
and
I'm
that
covered in
was it.
scales, but I've not had the fins yet.
I kind of smell like a pier, but that's it. Yeah, I'm not a beautiful mermaid.
Boring white men keep trying to catch me. But other than that, yeah, I'm just scaly and painful. This email is called I Cheated on My Boyfriend and I Don't Know What to Do. And it goes, Dearest Billy and Mitch, I love both of your work, and to be honest, your relationship is so refreshing. You can feel the love through your podcast, and I envy how honest and open you are with each other. It's an inspiration to me, as I haven't been honest with my boyfriend. I cheated on him a couple months ago now. It was with a guy I met in one of my classes. It was stupid and selfish, and I still don't really get why I did it. I ended it because I realized what I was doing could harm everyone involved. But now I'm left with the heartbreaking choice of either telling my boyfriend and hurting him or holding on to this secret forever. One part of me feels like he deserves to know, but the other part just doesn't want to hurt him. Have you guys ever been cheated on? Have you guys ever been cheated on, and how would you want to be told, and would you want to be told at all? Thanks in advance. I want to say, Billy, your photography is super good. I'm actually in school for photography at the UOH, and you're a big inspiration. Anyway, wow, no, I'm skimming the email now. No, flat sound. So just you, okay. Anyway, thanks for helping me with this mess I created, and I really hope you respond. Sincerely.
Don't say her first and last name.
What?
Don't dox this
Well,
person.
That's how it's signed.
It's certainly not. It's signed with their first name.
Right, I took their last name from their email.
From their email address, right? Of course.
Right.
So you chuck the birth year in there too. Really,
That is
really
in their
make it
email.
explicit who it is.
I love how they actually wrote an email that's like, so I did this terrible thing. I cheated on my boyfriend, and they didn't actually sign it this person's name. They just signed,
No.
here's my name, and then also here's my email with my first and last name and my birth year.
Do with that what you will.
What?
We'll do nothing with it though. We'll beep it out is what we'll do.
Of course, it doesn't seem illegal, but it seems like I should get in trouble for it if I actually kept that
From
in there.
someone.
No, I wanted to get a rise out of you. I wanted to just poke you. I wanted to just give you a little one of those.
Shake me up a little bit.
Yeah. Hey, you gotta be excited on this pod. You never know what Mitch is gonna do next. He's a loose cannon. He's unhinged.
Do we? Okay. Look, the question, the podcast, the question they've submitted to our podcast. So I guess the question is, have you guys ever been cheated on, and how would you want to be told, and would you want to be told at all?
Right. Okay, so like an easy way to respond to this would be like, how many times have we cheated on each other?
Yeah, like
Right.
have you cheated on me?
Right.
Because then, if I knew, then they would really help to answer this question.
Okay,
as
so
well, so
how do you want me to tell you? I'm kind of in between a rock and a hard cock right now. How do you want me to say it?
in between a cock and a hard place?
That's even better than what I said. I'm in between a cock and a hard face. I don't know. So have you, okay, a more honest thing here, and I'm
Yeah.
going to give this to the listeners. Have I been cheated on? Of course I have. Have I cheated? 1,000%. Of course.
Right.
Look at me. Okay?
These good looks.
Look
Come
at
on.
me. Look at me. How?
In the eyes.
You can't tie me down. Not at a young age. I'm 30 now. I'm a new man. But back when I was 29,
Back 3 days ago.
there's no way. No, I've cheated when I was younger. You cheated when you were younger.
I did it one time.
Only the once?
Yeah.
Man. I feel
Made
like
me feel awful, which is why it was only the once.
yeah, no, mine made me feel awful and it was just a pit of despair that I've in my younger years, I struggled a lot with things that I'm not going to blame on other things because, it was deep seated and I spoke to my therapist about it. That doesn't excuse what I did. Even if it did have it came from this place of insecurity, or it came because my early relationships taught me this or that. Oh, yeah, okay, fine.
Right.
I still did it. Fucking that's
Right.
That's what matters in the end. There's no justification for it. There's just learning from it, and the realization is that fucking the amount of people that I've known that have cheated. It's like just about every fucking person.
Yeah. This is the thing. It's like, for me, when you ask me the question, like, have you been cheated on? My answer is no. But statistically, probably yes, and they just didn't tell me, right?
Yeah.
Statistically.
Of all the partners?
Probably yes.
All the partners.
Right. Probably just they didn't tell me.
I'm just like,
So-
all your partners? All of them?
All of them?
Oh, that's a lot, dude. Like, all of them. Come on.
That's a ton.
You've been ran the fuck through. Like, there had to have been. No, it's just the most people don't say anything.
Yeah,
The correct thing to do is to say something.
probably.
That's where I stand. Mm-hmm. The correct thing to do is to say something, especially if it was, if it wasn't just the result of this thing happening. How do I explain it? You mentioned that you decided to end it. Mm-hmm. Now this kind of comes with the
assumption it wasn't just a
it
one-time
wasn't
thing.
just one. It was a thing that you had with this person in class. You were fucking this guy in class. Mm-hmm. To continue the relationship.
Yeah.
Beyond the point, beyond this point is the you do what you want, and most people won't say anything. Mm-hmm. But I know from experience, if you've struggled with infidelity, you might do it again. Mm-hmm. And you might want to confront that with your partner, and maybe they'll forgive you, and maybe they won't. Mm-hmm. Also, assuming your partner's a guy, they're cheating on you anyway.
Say boyfriend.
Yeah. Well, then, yeah. Let's call a spade a spade. No, I have no idea if your boyfriend's cheating on you. They're probably not. And you did do a bad thing. You do feel terrible about it. I have a very unpopular opinion about cheating, in that it's not that everyone does it. No, I was surrounded by people who did it because I was a terrible person. And I had terrible early relationships that taught me that this was just normal, and it was just kind of dog eat dog.
Yeah.
None of that's true. Mm-hmm. People do treat other people well.
They do. It is possible.
You could be one of those people. Mm-hmm. You're not currently. You could learn from this. But it's just sort of, you did it. It's bad. But their actual question is, do they tell them and how?
Yeah. I guess my answer would be like, if you are serious with this boyfriend and you actually see yourself, going into the future and stuff, then it sounds extremely fucking corny, but it's gonna be so much harder to do that if you're not doing it from like a basis of openness and honesty.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's just like a kind of throwaway university boyfriend, then it's like, okay, you can probably get away with not doing it. It will just be a bad thing you did in the past, at some point. But if you're really in this thing and you see it going somewhere, then I would say probably tell them.
Yeah.
How though? God, I don't fucking know.
Oh no, God no.
Oh God, how would I want to find out? I don't.
I wouldn't want to know. Yeah, you know what? What's funny is that I'm also kind of, given that I'm the age that I am now, mm-hmm. and this is not my advice anymore. This is just me personally. Mm-hmm. Knowing that, hold on, you hear that? How loud that is?
I do hear that.
Oh, it's a fucking. We got
road hog over there.
What do they call it? A wild hog right outside my house. I'm kind of one of those people that would want to know eventually, but also I'm that rare breed of person that has done so much like growing and focused therapy that I don't think I'd care. It would be really straightforward to just be like, oh, well, where does that put us now? Do you want an open relationship?
I'm just like, thank God. Okay, well, I've got something to go.
Oh my God, I have been run the fuck through, dude. Like currently, I have got 9 side pieces. 3 of which taller than you, 4 of which richer.
Some of which there's an overlap.
Wait, one of them's short and poor, and you still can't stop fucking them.
Hey, I'm short and poor.
That's true. So you saw a bit of yourself in this partner.
It's an imaginary partner.
No, I should not be used as an example as to like what other people would want, because at this point, would you agree I'm very like blah about relationships?
Blah is a funny way to put it.
About like caring about stuff though?
I think you care a lot about relationships, but I don't think that you care in the kind of classic jealous kind of a sense.
I worked a lot on jealousy in the past.
Yeah.
Most people are severely jealous. And I was one of those people. And then I hit a point where I was, I don't want to be this person anymore. I don't think this is the right way to be. And so I'm not anymore.
Yeah.
No, really not. Because you know, it's you do so much inner work that you're just kind of like, yeah, if they don't want me, yeah, whatever. Yeah, that's fine with me. And then if they want something else, yeah, I don't know. We all kind of people always want other things. That's the thing of being a person. A long lasting relationship, you got to start a podcast with a person. That's how you know it's real.
That is commitment.
Right.
An ongoing commitment.
Yeah, we're 76 episodes into this. How committed do you want? This is fucking once a week.
I know.
Fuck.
It's crazy. The consistency, it's impressive.
You would want to be told, yeah?
Yeah.
How?
I have no idea. I guess gently and with a lot of care, I suppose. I don't know. It's a super hard thing. It's going to be different for every person because every person's got different insecurities that will be brought up by that. People have different pasts. Like it depends, you know, how have they been cheated on in the past? Blah blah blah. That affects people quite a lot. So
people also have different definitions of cheating.
They do.
Vastly different. God, I was with partners that are just did you look at this other? What were you seeing? What was on your computer right now? What was on your computer? That's cheating. That's cheating. And I go,
was it Jen's holiday pictures? I knew it.
I was going to be like, who?
I knew you were looking at the Mallorca 06 set.
I want to tell a really quick, funny story on the show. It was one that I told you a long time ago. It was when I was younger and I was like super young. And I was in a 4-year relationship that spanned between like 18 and 22. So does that add up? Yeah.
Yes.
And simplest math in the world. I pull out a calculator. And this was like early stages of like Facebook, early stages of a bunch of stuff like that. And I had a bit of a crush on a mutual friend of ours. I was like 19 years old, right? Maybe 20 years old. And early days of Facebook, you know, we still had like a house computer, you know, like a
family
a family
computer.
kind of computer
Yeah.
that was like upstairs in the room next to ours. And my partner had gone to bed. So I went onto Facebook to just like look at these pictures of this other person. Because they had posted some and I noticed it that day, but I didn't get to like see them or anything like that. So I was what I was doing. It was late. I was lurking the photos.
Yes.
My partner had gone to sleep. She was logged in on Facebook. They were friends. I went to go see her photos. So I went to go look her up. And in the search bar, I went to go search this person's name. It's just their first name. And I put it on and I hit enter. Now, what I didn't notice for like an entire couple minutes until somebody actually liked the post is that I had posted as my partner with a post that just said this other person's first name. I wish I could use names right now because it's so funny. But it was my partner's name, old Facebook post that just said this other person's first name. And then someone liked the post, and I go, "Oh my god! Thank God this was."
You just typed it in and pressed enter, and not noticed what text field you were doing.
I thought it was the search. It was the post.
That's so funny to me.
So
It's so funny to me.
in a relationship like that, especially a young relationship, it would be very easy for them to look at stuff like that and be like, were you looking at this person's pictures on Faith? That's cheating. You cheated, you know? And I guess it's like, if that's what that person defines as cheating, then we have to disagree and just say, I don't see it as that. I respect that you see it as that. We're different people. And then we broke up. So good, you know?
So good. Turns out we were different people, so that's fine.
You know what's funny at the end of it? Nah, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't fucking air out this relationship because old fans will be like, oh, he was with this person then. I'm not going to say anything bad about the relationship. Love the person. Love the experience. It was good.
Good.
I'm still taking care of the cats. It's all good.
Yeah, the babies that you got from the relationship. But yeah, different people have different definitions, different experiences, different expectations. So I don't know. I would say that you probably have to give them some space to be annoyed, like, because that's probably going to happen. And you might not be able to stop that from happening. But if you want to go forward with the relationship, you're just gonna have to go through it. Like,
Probably. If you see this thing
Yeah.
being like a super long-lasting thing, and then it's just but you know, I know nothing about the relationship. It could just be the super
Yeah.
early relationship, and then
it
you
might
could,
just be a fling, in which case, don't worry too much. Like, I don't know.
yeah. I'm also very like jaded in the sense that to me, you know, relationships are a thing, especially when you're young. They're a thing until they're not.
Yeah. They're kind of filling the time.
Yeah. Which is not to say they're not meaningful and good. But are you going to be with this person in so many years? Maybe, maybe not. Statistically, probably not. So yeah, we're all just kind of doing things until we're not, and that's a sentence I said to my therapist a while back, and he was like, "That's beautiful and
It's
sad." Because I was talking about, this was after my dad passed, and now I'm, you know, my days were filled with just me just being like, I feel kind of fine because it's put everything into perspective, and I miss him more than anything. But like, yeah, we're all just kind of doing things until we're not, right? And he
Yep.
was just like, wow. And
I
then
mean, it's true.
we kissed, and I cheated on you.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
you kissed Neil?
I kissed Neil. There was a funny comment on Twitter today that I actually screenshotted on my phone, so I'm gonna bring it up. And just for the sake of keeping it interesting, I'm gonna put the screenshot right here in the YouTube video. I'm
He
gonna
loves to edit things into the YouTube video.
censor out the person's name, but it's just a screenshot of my notifications this morning, and it's a YouTube comment that just says, "I hope him and Neil are happily married now." Definitely coming from a person that just found "You Wrote Don't Forget on Your Arm" on YouTube.
Yes.
But and thinks that me talking about Neil, who's my therapist, by the way,
Yeah.
is me talking about like a romantic partner.
Yes. People have made that mistake before, though, definitely. I
Yeah.
don't remember if it was like on Genius or on YouTube or something.
It's
Someone was just
everywhere.
like, well, Neil is actually his boyfriend. Like, God, I wish Neil were my boyfriend.
I know. I wish I had a
But that's something I'll have to dissect in therapy.
with Neil. Yeah. He's like, "Hey, Mitch, how are you?" I want to fuck you again.
Oh,
God,
Jesus.
it's another one of those weeks.
He's a kind man. What can we say?
He is very nice.
All right. Anyway, do we have any other advice for this question?
No, we've
Or
spent way too long on this question.
We should move onwards.
What are we at to the time? Oh my
Oh
God.
God, we're so far into
We're
it.
so far.
We're so far into
The
it.
second one is so long. Hold on.
All right.
We might have to do some on the fly editing here.
Oh my God.
On the spot
okay.
decision making. Do we read the
Okay.
second one that's very long?
Yeah.
Or do we wrap up with the last one that's a little bit fun, a little bit artistic, and just kind of call it an episode?
And save the long one.
Save the long one for next week.
Maybe we'll save the long one for next week. Even though I like it a lot.
Agree.
Okay, good. You're hearing behind the scenes right now,
Right.
everyone. You're hearing
we start
we're lifting the
bickering.
curtain. We're breaking the fourth wall. We're throwing vases at each other.
Let's shut the fuck up. Let's do this one. I was gonna read it, but fuck it. You read it.
Okay. This one is called No Subject, which isn't helpful. But it goes, "Hi there, you guys. Just want to start by saying I'm a huge fan of both of you. I absolutely adore the aesthetic of Billy's photography. Thank you. And I've been listening to Flat Sound since 2015.
Yeah.
Good shit. Anyway, on to the question. I'm a full-time freelance furry artist. It's all I do, 5 to 6 hours per day. I love it. I'm so happy I get to do something like this for a living, and I've met a lot of lovely people doing it. However, I feel like my relationship with art is completely changing, and I'm not sure how to deal with it. I very rarely draw anymore if it isn't for college or my job. I very rarely want to make anything that isn't for one of those two things because it's no longer something I just do in my free time. It's very weird. But my question is this really a bad thing? Do you think it's worth fixing my relationship with art so it can become something I do in my free time? Am I barreling full speed towards burnout and hating both furries and drawing? Thank you so much if you read this, and I hope you all are coping well with everything going on. Thanks, this furry's name."
Very nice.
Yeah.
That was also some on the fly editing from you, because that's not signed this furry's name.
No.
You did that.
That's what I'm calling them. To be fair, they don't say they are a furry. They just say they're a freelance furry artist.
Okay, but look
Yeah.
at the name on the
Yeah.
email,
Look at the icon.
and then the icon. It's just
It's
like
beautiful.
one of those dogs with like a giant package. You know, just one of those dogs that are wearing like pants that are too tight, and they just have a giant fucking flaccid cock in their pants. It's not that, by the way. It's a very nice furry art.
It's a very cute one. I actually did look up this person's account on social media when we got the email, which was a little while ago, and there's not much packages going on.
Ooh, that's always a nice thing.
It's a nice break, isn't it? When there's not huge packages.
Yeah, when it's
everywhere.
not just like someone being pantsed and then they're wearing a diaper, but then they're both like blushing and panting.
And pissing.
And yeah.
No, this person draws like very wholesome, very nicely drawn furry art. They do like people's OCs and stuff. I checked
cool.
it out, and it's very good actually. Yeah,
That's really cool. That's also not to say that furry art that is like hypersexual and stuff is bad.
No, it's good.
Yeah, it's actually pretty hot. I'm looking it up right now. I was talking a lot of shit, but
Yeah.
on what?
No,
Based on
yeah,
what?
I only brought it up because I did look at their account and I was like, I don't want them to feel like we're making assumptions. I did actually have a look.
Oh,
and
cool.
It's very wholesome.
Very, very cool.
Yeah.
This is a really interesting question to me. I relate to it a bit.
Do you?
Yeah, when I started doing freelance for, no, I'm kidding. When I,
A side hustle that you have.
yeah, I also do it 5 to 6 hours per day, and I live off of it. It's weird I never mentioned that before. I'm really big on Patreon. No, I felt a similar thing when, like, you know, flat sound and songwriting and stuff was something that I did out of just pure love and passion for a long time. And it's
Yeah.
not to say when I sit down and write a song it isn't like that, but my day has changed to be very, very focused on work now that I'm making a living off of my art. So, as you know, a lot of my day is just having to deal with things like, okay, so we have to finish this design by Tuesday, and we got the merch orders. Oh God, we need some more packaging for that. Let's do this or that. Let's change this over here so we and the time has been like, I went from somebody who sat on Tumblr and put up a song a week forever for so long to someone who can't find the time to actually do the thing that I loved doing, or even really the energy for it, because you're working on all the stuff that's making you money for you to make a living.
Yeah.
And it's really hard as you get older when you're like, well, this that I loved so much kind of birthed this. We're saying birthed a lot in this episode.
It's on the brain.
I can't stop thinking about pregnant
Birthing
women.
on the brain.
I wonder if this person can draw that for me. It's sort of, you know, you started off with this thing that you liked a lot, so much that you wanted to make it into a career. You worked very hard in order to do that. And now that you're doing that, it's kind of changed how you look at that original thing.
Yeah.
It's a little bit difficult.
It is difficult because, well, I mean, I've not got to a place yet where I am doing 5 to 6 hours a day of work and it's my full-time job.
Right.
But, you know, to a lot of artists who are not quite there yet, you imagine, like, the goal is, like, one day, this will be my job.
Right.
This will be all I do for work. And that'll be my job. And then, like, you get to that point, then you're like, oh, fuck, this is my job now.
Yeah, that's all I do.
Yeah,
It's
like, which is a
everything.
different problem, you know?
Yeah, it's kind of like one of those things where it's just like, I mean, what's the saying? It's not do what you love and the money will come. That's one thing that I also believe in, but it's almost like if you do what you love, then you never work a day in your life.
Oh, yeah.
That's bullshit.
That's not true.
That's not true at all.
No.
Your work is work.
Work
Even
is
if it's
work,
artistic,
yes.
you know, even
Of
if it's
course.
creative, it's still work. You know, you got to sit there and
Definitely.
do that thing. So my question for you, Hun, is that now that you started doing your zines on Patreon, that's patreon.com/BLSSM.
Thank you.
Patreon.com/BLSSM. Check it out. There's really, really good zines and stuff happening there. But now that you're doing your zines pretty frequently, you know, is it changing how you look at how you like take photos or work on a zine or do, because it has to, you reach points in the month where you're like, fuck, I have to finish it by this day. Here's a deadline. I have a deadline now.
Yeah.
Is that shifts how you look at your own art? It's not just this thing of that's, this kind of like an opportunistic, I was in the mood, so I did this thing. You can be not in the mood.
Yeah. No, of course. It doesn't change how I take photographs necessarily, but it does change my workflow of what I do with those photographs, which is a good thing because I love the Patreon because I'm one of those
I'm one of those
people,
persons.
I'm one of those persons of which whom
I'm good at writing. So check out my zine.
Good at words. I'm one of those people who did pretty well in school because I need to be like held accountable to something because I've got a big giant brain, No, because I need to be held like accountable to someone, like some deadline, some standard, something, you know. So with Patreon, I've basically just done that to myself. I've been like, well, if I don't put something out, my patrons are going to be disappointed. Also, I won't get paid, but
disappointment is like a really good driving force to
it's
any like artists out there. Like, it works wonders. It really does.
It does.
Like when I have
really, really kicks you up the ass.
When I have to do when I have to do something throughout the week and I don't normally do it because I don't have to do that, I will put stuff off all the time. Like my therapist, a lot of my therapist talk in this episode. In fact,
a lot of birthing and therapists.
Yeah, which I'll talk about with my therapist later. In fact, when you hear this tone, I'm going to edit a sound there. You'll know why. That's a joke from the last episode. What was I going to say? My therapist, what does he do? Oh, right. When he wants me to do something throughout the week, I almost encourage him like get upset with me if I don't do it.
Yeah.
Because if you're just like, it's fine if you don't, I'll choose not to do it.
Right. If you're just like, no, that's valid. It's like, no, don't. I won't do it then.
I was lazy.
No. Tell me I'm bad.
I let the depression win. You can't say that's a good thing. I put it off, Don't get a little upset with me. School was good at that. It made me wake up early and get in trouble if I didn't do my work. I think people need that.
Yeah. I need it. Some people don't. Some people are really good at just being self-motivated and they just put things out consistently and blah, blah. But I like being accountable to a little audience of people. I like giving myself deadlines and it's good. So it doesn't really affect the way that I take photos, but it does affect my workflow in a good way, in that way, because it makes me have a workflow that I actually have to stick to. But yeah, there are points usually towards the end of it where I'm just like, where it's just like logistical stuff. I'm like, I have to block out my time and I have to make sure that I get the writing done by this day and then I get the post done by this day and I export it by now and then I order it on this day so that it can get blah, 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 yeah, and it's work and sometimes it's stressful, but weirdly I want more stress because I want to be successful at it. So I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I'm still, it's a bit different because I don't work on commission like this person does, So when I make my art, it's still photographs that I'm primarily taking for myself.
Yes.
They're not commissioned photo shoots, really. Yeah, like I do those occasionally, but mostly it's just photos that I'm taking anyway,
Right.
So that's a little bit different because I still feel like I still have time to do what I like because it's still my photographs I'm taking. So I don't know. It's a complicated thing.
Yeah, it is, and it does kind of it changes how you see stuff. I'm going to try and wrangle this back to this person's question because I'm sure they're listening at this point, being like, "Wait, this has fuck all to do with me. What do I do now that I'm already there?" But yeah. When there's that shift of I'm kind of doing this out of obligation now, at a certain point you do that so much that you don't really have time to just sit there and be like, I got nothing to do. You know what I'm inspired by? This thing. I want to create something in the field that I just had to work 6 hours in just now. Is hard to do. And in fact, you probably just want to be like, all right, work is done. Whew, I'm going to play a fucking video game now. Like, I'm just going to do something else. I'm just going to do this. So the question is that really a bad thing? Do you think it's worth fixing my relationship with art so it can be something I do in my free time am I barreling full speeds towards burnout and hating both furries and drawing? Maybe not burnout, but you are experiencing something here. And I think you just have to maybe look for time to. I think a good thing for now would be like you're using your talent in order to get your work done. Maybe the thing you focus on creatively isn't exactly what you were doing before. Maybe you could take your art to a new level, and then that'll be new and inspiring and exciting to you. You can I don't know anything about illustrating. You could fucking create furries. You could draw them on something else. I don't know. How do you evolve from there? You start to draw different things.
You can use a different medium. I don't know if this person's a digital artist. You know, they could start learning, more paper-based things, or they could just, do different subjects.
Maybe get into animation.
That's a good one.
Yeah, get animation is a big one.
Yeah, because that is something that me and you both like a lot is learning new stuff.
Oh, learning new things are great.
Yeah, I find that very fun.
Yeah, like I love when we just put our nose to something and are just like, okay, this is mind numbing and nuts to me.
Yeah,
but we're gonna
you just slowly wrap your brain around it.
Yeah, and we're just like, oh, okay, now we know how to do this thing, and it'll like help us with our art, But you always have to push yourself. Maybe how about this? Maybe you got a little bit too comfortable in what you're doing because you're doing it so often. You started to learn this thing out of just pure joy and pleasure. And you got so good at it that now you work full time freelance as a furry artist.
Yeah.
Where you're kind of doing that same thing you learned over and over and over again. Maybe the thing to do now is like become excited over something that's just a little bit different.
Just a slightly different direction. Slightly different, yeah.
And you can use that.
It's very hard to spend all your time doing one particular thing and then be like, okay, I'm getting to my free time. Now do that one particular thing again. Like,
right.
of course that would make you feel burnt out and weird and unenthusiastic probably to do it in your free time. So, yeah, I think my advice would be to just take it off, like not veer in a totally different fucking direction, but just try and learn something new that might just ignite you a little bit.
Yeah, I love it.
Good.
That's our advice. We finally got to the advice at the end. It's new thing. You can't get loud right now, can you? It's like too late. I can get loud. New thing! New thing!
I can't get late. I'll wake everyone up.
My window's open, so I shouldn't be doing that.
Sound like an insane wolf howling at the moment.
Some neighbors were like, that man was shouting. Nude thing. Nude thing.
Nude wing.
This man's nude. There's a 30-year-old next door, and he's shouting.
I can tell you're 30 from the deep baritone of your voice now.
It's down here now that I'm
mature.
Hey everyone, welcome to my podcast. And I talk like that. There's a YouTuber that I won't call out. He reviews microphones, and I hate when there's a microphone that is like, or like just a particular thing that he's talking about that I need to know about, because whenever I click his videos, he's like, hey everyone, I'm talking to a very sexy microphone right now. It's like, why don't you talk into it normally so I know how, like, a human voice sounds through it.
It responds to a normal human voice, please. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to make a Tumblr daddy dom SoundCloud. Like, come on, say something normal.
Ugh. We're out of time.
We are.
This has been All the Space Between. My name's Mitch.
My name is Billy. If you have enjoyed this episode, you would like to listen to any other episodes, then you can find us on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, and on our website, which is
allthespaceInbetween.com. And if you would like to, what's the next thing they have to do? I don't know why I always fuck this up. Oh, right. If you have a question that you want us to answer on the show, it could be about relationships. It could be about a funny story involving shit or piss. It could be a conundrum that you're any fun or fun-loving conundrum. I'm gonna say this quickly, and in a very respectful, very understanding way. A lot of our questions lately that we've kind of been reading through and picking through, a lot of them are very serious, and I don't know why. People are coming to the Shit and Piss podcast, and they're just like, here's a very serious situation that I'm in. With these people, they, I don't like to give advice that I feel like I would be asking a therapist for advice for. If it's serious stuff, it would be irresponsible for us to give advice on that.
Yeah,
because we're
it's
stupid.
funny. It's just funny people hear us like, you making references to the exact neon color of your piss
Of my pee-pee.
and then someone's like, you know what I'd like to ask them about? It's some real deep-seated issues.
Right, like my abusive family dynamic, and it's like, oh damn, I really feel for you. We can't do that on the show though. Like,
We would just not be the people for it. We would just not be the people for it.
I really hope you
unfortunately.
get help. So if you have, and
Yeah.
we're like running low on questions now. So guys, write in some questions. Your question could be on the show. It could be really fun. So if you have a nice, cool question that you want us to answer on the show, you can send us an email at.
All the space in between at gmail.com.
Okay, I think that's it. New episodes every Monday. Keep writing in those emails.
Yes.
Rate and review us on Apple, everything. Do the Spotify thing. Check up on the YouTube. But more than anything, have a wonderful week.
Oh, that was heartfelt.
No, I'm kidding. More than anything, tell your friends about the show. Tell your friends about the show because that's how we grow. That's
JK.
That's a cool little rhyme, right? Tell your friends
love
about
it.
the show, and that's how we
That's
grow.
how we'll grow. Inspiring.
Not bad. We'll talk to you next week.
Slap it on a pin. Bye.
Fuck it, Merch. Bye.